Smackdown starts off with Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss versus Soroka and Zarya. It was other things that happened before, but they're not really that important. Okay, Charlotte and Alexa win. I'm not really gonna go that in depth, because who really cares? Like, I'm sorry, I just do not care about the women's tag titles because it's so boring, so predictable. Like, I don't mind predictable outcomes, but it's only a problem, like I say, when it's predictable. This was so predictable. We all knew Charlotte and Alexa Bliss weren't going to lose the tag titles. We need to break them up. I'm sorry. Look, let's be honest. This whole duo has not been that entertaining. Ever since they first originally was doing the whole, when they was first trying to, tease the team up and stuff, and when they first won the tag titles, it was cool. But now it's just very boring. Now, it's not their fault. It's really booking, but they don't have a tag team division. There is no women's tag team division. There isn't. They don't have real tag teams. We need to break them up. Same thing with Soroka and Zarya. Like I'm at the point where it's like we need to pull the trigger on both of them because SmackDown needs women, and calling up NXT talent isn't going to really do anything unless you're actually going to push them like you've been pushing Stephanie Vaquer. Because the main event scene need new bodies, but if you're just going to call up a bunch of women just to lose, then that doesn't make sense either. We need credible women in the women's division, not women who has to build up their name. So the only way because I heard reports that they're thinking about calling up NXT women, which I wouldn't mind, but if you're going to call up NXT women, you have to call up credible NXT women. And the only women who have credibility in terms of the main event scene would be Jordan Grace. Then all the other women would probably just have to go in the mid card. So we need to break them up. I'm sorry. We need to speed this up. I don't care how we do it. We need to break them up. We need to get rid of the women's tag titles. I'm over it. I've been over the women's tag titles for like 2 years now. It's just a waste of time. It doesn't mean anything. We need to speed this up. Have Charlotte or Alexa, have one of them go in the main event, one of them go in the mid card. Like, speed this up because it's just a waste of time. It does nobody no favors. It doesn't benefit the women holding them. It doesn't benefit nobody. And I get tired of seeing NXT women constantly go after these things because we know they're not going to beat main roster talent. We know that already. So it's like it's just the same story over and over again. You have the women's tag titles. We're a tag team. We want them. We fight. Like it's the same thing over and over again. We need to speed this up very fast. I'm just so over it. But Charlotte Alexa Bliss retains, and I honestly don't care what's next for them, to be honest. We get a quick little vignette package with Aleister Black and Zelina Vega, basically, making it official that they're all a duo now. Very curious to see how this plays out. Is it going to be Aleister as the guy, and then Zelina is just going to be like, basically hit Aleister Black's like Scarlet to like carrying Cross. Is that going to be the vibe, or is Selena Vega still going to wrestle, but she's going to be paired with Aleister Black? Very interesting how this plays out because Aleister Black doesn't really need a mouthpiece either because he could talk on his own. So is Selena going to be the mouthpiece? Like this is going to be a very unique duo, and I do like the pairing because I think the pairing has a lot of potential if booked correctly. So I think this has a lot of potential. I'm very interested to see where this goes because they could do a lot of things with this. They could have both of them wrestle. They could just have Selena not. They could have just Aleister wrestle. Zelina's the mouthpiece. I know Selena's most likely going to interfere in matches. That's very obvious. But I'm just very interested to see what Selena's role going to be. Is she just going to be eye candy? Is she going to actually play an important role with him in building his feuds? That's more so what I'm interested in. I'm hoping they actually have Selena feel important in this thing. Even if she is not going to wrestle, I hope that she's like the main mouthpiece. That way she feels somewhat important because you can't just have her just be there and just cheat in matches. I feel like we need, because that's just what Scarlett did for Karrion Kross. We need a little bit more. So I'm interested to see where this goes. I like the pairing. I hope that it actually leads to something. So I'm very interested to see how this actually plays out. Afterwards, we end up getting Sami Zayn United States Championship Open Challenge. The Miz ends up coming out and he ends up complaining about Sammy does the open challenges, but then Mello ends up interrupting, ends up attacking him and takes him out. Then we end up getting the return of Ilja Dragunov, man. I loved it. I've been wanting Dragunov to return for so long, bro. I'm happy he's back. Dragunov is one of my favorites. I loved him in NXT. He's one of my favorite wrestlers ever. I love Ilja Dragunov. He's just amazing. The match happens, and this match was an absolute banger. This match was an absolute banger. They killed it. And Ilja Dragunov won. He is your new United States champion, and I am in complete shock because I didn't know they was going to pull the trigger or not. I did not think they were, and I am a little salty that Mello couldn't be the one to do it, but I'm not mad at it, though, because if Mello couldn't do it, I'm happy that Dragunov was able to do it. I'm very interested to see how this plays out, and this gives me hope that they actually have plans for Ilja Dragunov, because the fact that they gave him a title this quickly after his return, it gives me hope that they actually have, they actually have some plans for him. Now, This is a bit of a problem though, because this is the fourth wrestler that was called up with Carmelo that won a championship. So now we got Lyra, Braun Breaker, Ilja Dragunov, and there's Tiffany Stratton. That's four people that was called up in the same draft class with Melo, and they all won championships before him. And Ilya was out for a year. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. Now, I do understand that they're trying to, do the whole babyface thing first, but that's still a bit wild to think that Ilya Dragunov, who was injured for a year and a half, won a championship for Mel. That is a bit insane. But after the match, you get the pyro and all that. Then you get the MFTs. They attack Sami Zayn and Ilya. Then we get the Wyatt Six. They come out and just do the stare down thing again. I like what they're doing with the MFTs. I do like it. Interested to see where this goes. I'm a bit confused though, because is this going to be? Are they going to feud with both people? Because I'm assuming Sami and Ilya are going to want their revenge, but they're also teasing the Wyatt Six. So I'm interested to see where that plays out. Interested to see where that goes. I don't know what Nikki Cross involvement will be. I'm interested to see how that ends up playing out, to see if, they're going to get another member to deal with Nikki Cross, who will be the other lady, or even if they even do that to begin with. But I like what they did. This was easily the best thing on SmackDown. Sami Zayn Open Challenge was easily the best thing on SmackDown, as it usually is. We end up getting a quick segment with Tiffany Stratton and Kiana James. Basically, we're getting this match next week for whatever reason, mainly because Tiffany Stratton doesn't have anyone else to face. And I don't care because, like I said, you need to put Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, one of them in the main event scene, because this is ridiculous. Like, why? We know Tiffany Stratton is going to win, and we know there's going to be some involvement with Julia. Like, we know how this is going to play out. It's either Kiana James get pinned or Julia attacks her during the match or after the match. Like, it's such a predictable thing. Like, who cares? Like, we need to just end this, bro. We know where this is going. It's going to go nowhere. We know that Julia isn't going to beat Tiffany, so if that's the plan, we know Julia's not beating her anyway. Like, I get it. You don't have no one else outside of Jade and Naomi. I mean, Jade and Bianca, but to be fair, why am I saying Jade and Bianca? Jade and Nia Jax. But to be fair, this is your fault. This is your fault. This is your fault for not building up other women. If you would have built up other women during that time, we wouldn't have this issue. But we'll see how this match plays out, but we all know the outcome of this match. Afterwards, we do end up getting one tag team match between Motor City Machine Guns and Los Garza. It was a really good match, but afterwards, there was also another segment with Fraxium getting confronted by DIY. I hope they do more of this. One thing I do miss about these segments and these matches was that before the Wyatt Six came into the tag division, I missed these type of matches and these type of segments, because one thing it did was put all the tag teams together and have them all get TV time. Now with the Wyatt Six, we don't really get that. Now I understand what they're going for with the Wyatt Six, to have more story driven of a tag team division, but it's just very boring to me. I just want the old style back, where it was all of them confronting each other at the same time, fighting over this. I feel like that was way more entertaining. They put on banger matches consistently. It was one of the most entertaining things about SmackDown. I hope we get more of that. So I hope we continue to get more of that, because I'm not liking this Wyatt Six tag team stuff. I'm really not. I just find it very boring. I'm cool with them still being in the division, but this whole betraying your brother stuff, it's just not working. Like, it worked better when Karrion Kross was doing it. I'm just gonna be honest. They just literally just gave Karrion Kross a gimmick, but instead of turning a nigga heel, they just did betray your own friend, which is basically turning heel. So look, it is what it is, but I'm kind of hoping that they drop this and just have the Wyatt Six just be a regular, just spooky tag team without these narratives, but we'll see how it plays out. We get the main event. We end up getting, Jacob Fatu ends up getting injured. It was supposed to be a number one contendership match between him and Drew, but he ends up getting attacked. So Drew McIntyre ends up cutting a promo, basically saying that he should just be the automatic number one contender. Cody comes out. He confronts Drew McIntyre because he thinks he's the one that did it. They end up having a match, which was just a brawl it was basically a brawl. Ends in disqualification due to Cody hitting him with the title. And then they continue to brawl, which Cody ended up winning. I didn't really like this because for whatever reason, Cody Rhodes was getting the upper hand on Drew for majority of the time. And Cody was in a fucking suit. Like, come on, bro. I get it's Cody Rhodes, but why? He's in a fucking suit. Drew McIntyre's in his wrestling gear getting his ass whooped. Come on, man. Like, now, to be fair, he did use the title and stuff, but even still, for majority of this time, Cody Rhodes was getting the upper hand on Drew. Like, I feel like that was a bit too much. If you wanted to tell that story, just have Drew whoop his ass for majority of the time. Then it would have made more sense for Cody to use the belt to cause a disqualification, because it's championship advantage, where if the Cody Rhodes gets disqualified, it counts as a win for him. But overall, I'm interested to see I'm kind of interested to see where this goes. Drew McIntyre needs to dethrone Cody Rhodes. It's time to end the Cody Rhodes reign. Overall show, this was fine. It was whatever. It was a okay show. It wasn't bad. It was just very okay. But you guys let me know overall thoughts and opinions down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, that's it.